And here's what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today. So the sprayer has finally arrived. On his wings, you'll see that there's a fine mist coming out.
It paralyzes the grass. It's a contact spray. My ponytail went down the toilet.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
This is the beautiful hayfield now. It's part of crop rotation and keeping your soils healthy. So let's get started. Okay, it's a windy day and the sprayer has arrived. To be honest, they're not supposed to spray in the wind. So we'll see how this goes. So the sprayer has finally arrived and he's just put out his little arms or wings or whatever they call them. And this is the hayfield that we worked so hard to get that dry hay off of. It's blazed. It's a very big machine. Like, I don't know what that span is. We can ask them maybe later. But I'm guessing 50 feet anyway, maybe 60. So we're spraying a product called Roundup over these fields. It will kill all the grasses. Apparently it's not harmful to the environment like some of the old sprays we used to use were. I think it only is supposed to last in the environment for a day and then it dissipates. So he's moving now, and if you look closely on his wings, you'll see that there's a fine mist coming out. Arnie told me to come into the field, but I don't know if I should be in the field when they're spraying. I'm going to head up towards the forest here because with a span that big, it's not going to take him long to do this field, even though it is a big pasture for us. He's probably going to be really annoyed with me being in here. So like I said, this spray isn't supposed to have a long shelf life in the field. Some of the old sprays they used to use would last for years, the residues, and that's why this one is the spray of choice, and I think it might be the only legal spray anymore. So as farmers, we have to do this to get rid of the old fields in order to plant the new ones, but we are looking for friendlier alternatives. I was gonna follow him to see the other field. But as I walk to where he sprayed, I can smell it, so I'm getting out of here. Maybe a friendly spray, but to me, a chemical is a chemical, and I don't want to be messing around with it. Unfortunately, we're backlit today. Nothing I can do about that.
Maybe 90 feet, 110 feet. I'm not sure.
Oh, that wide? I said about 60.
No, it's more than 60. I think it's maybe 90 for sure. We're over there.
Wow.
Small field for him.
So we're gonna head back because it's backlit and stuff. So what were you saying about killing the grass?
The way Roundup works is it sprays on the grass and it just kind of paralyzes the grass. It's a contact spray, so once it just touches that leaf, it does its job and it's over. So it's kind of scary, yeah. Pretty hard to see it. But it's not completely dead yet. Look how dry it is. See that crack? Look at that. Now this is heavy clay here. This is extremely heavy ground. But whatever. I'm probably just going to leave it until we get some rain. It's been extremely dry. We had a ½ inch of rain the other day. Nowhere near enough to get this ground loosened up. But yeah, we did burn that field off. It's not going to come back, so. But I say 2 weeks of fantastic weather, so I'm just going to wait my time out. See what happens.
So Cody's taking the day off today from combining, and it's a nice sunny day and quite warm. So Arnie's going to head over to the field with the disc, and the field we sprayed, we're going to try get it chopped up now that the grass is finally dead. And we'll see if that works because the ground is getting frozen. So he figures that since we've got 2 days of 10-degree temperatures, that this is our best chance of being able to plow that field. Arnie, what happened? Arnie! Shake your hair. That's not right, Arnie.
Come on, Lynn.
What do you notice about Arnie? Who notices? Lynn gave him a haircut.
Yeah, my ponytail went down the toilet.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
So right now we're in the field that Arnie sprayed off. It's been quite a few weeks since we had it done. And this is the beautiful hayfield now. It's totally brown. So the fear is that the spray won't work because that has happened before. But because it's brown, we know that we got a good kill on it. And once it's fully dead like this, then you're able to go in with a disc or something to break up the sod so that it's ready for planting crops next year. So we've been harvesting soybeans and corn, and then there's been spots of rain, and now it's getting to freezing temperatures, and we've only just made it out here. But we've got 2 warm days, so the soil is doable right now. It would be nice if it was a little wetter because we've had no rain for like measurable rain that will make the soil soft for months probably. So when that happens, because we have a lot of clay soil, it's very hard to cut into the soil because clay, hence the name, becomes like clay or like concrete when it's dry. So Arnie wasn't sure if he'd be able to break up the sod, and I can see he has. Whether this is good breaking up or really poor, I don't know. I wouldn't know that kind of thing, but when we talk to Arnie, he will definitely tell you if he's happy about this or not. But I think he's got 35 acres he's got to plow up, so he's hoping he can get it done in the next 2 days. Because also when it starts to freeze and snow, same thing, you can't cut into the ground when it's frozen either. So like with all things farming, we're always playing with the weather. So he's way out there, so it must be working somewhat if he hasn't stopped. But as a non-farmer, this is middle of November, going towards the end of November, and this is unbelievably warm weather. I'm just gonna sit here in the sun on these bales from many years ago that Arnie tossed at the side of the field because they were no good. They got rained on or something, so they're just back here composting. And like I say, it's like a summer day, from brutal cold to just beautiful. I could lay here all day. It's so nice. But we'll wait for Arnie to come back around and we'll have a look at how it's going. And I thought I may as well explain why we are tearing up this field, because this is the field, if you've been watching our videos for a long time, it's the one where we had a really hard time making that dry second cut. But it was beautiful hay. We persevered and it came out really nice. And you'd kind of think, why would you destroy a field that made such beautiful hay? Well, there are a few reasons for that. One is we have way too much hay in all our fields. So the hay goes to waste because it's not as easy as saying, well, sell it or maybe other people will take it. Because like I've also said before, that when one farmer has an abundance of a certain crop, especially hay, they all do. So the only time people want to buy your hay is when there's no hay to be found anywhere. So, and hay doesn't last over the years. As you see, when we have old hay, we use it as bedding because the nutritional value after a year is minimal, and at 2 years it's nothing. It is bedding. People will feed it if there's a drought and just to fill the animals up, but there's nothing in it for them. So we have too much hay, and this field actually was seeded probably maybe 7 years ago. And so in that time, alfalfa doesn't have a long life. And if you get 4 years out of alfalfa, it's really good. And we got 7, so that's really, really good. But what happens as it starts to die out and weeds start to set in, or the grasses set in, and it just doesn't have the value that it used to have. So that's part of rotating fields. A field that's been under hay like this for 7 years is going to be an extremely productive field for crops, because it's the equivalent of being a fallow field. So all the nutrients are going back into the soil, and it's part of crop rotation and keeping your soils healthy so that you can keep growing crops. And that's why we had such success with that one field where we were getting 7 tons an acre for the corn. It also was a hay field for years and years and years, and it shows in the quality of the crops you get from it. So that's why we're doing it. And I think he's going to be putting corn here next year, but he can verify that. So what do you think? It's doing a pretty good job?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell, so.
Well, this is actually pretty hard ground to do a nice job. This is about as hard as clay as you can get.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So you got to manage this ground a little differently. But it actually, this machine actually works way better when it's dry than when it's wet. So pretty happy with it.
Good.
See how much it got done.
Yeah, quite a bit, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to get more than half the field done today. So this right here you see is heavy clay right in here. Really hard clay. And when you see that embankment when it starts to go uphill?
Yeah.
That's actually more sandy loam. So it's doing a fantastic job up there.
Good.
But the moral story is that's all I want done. So.
Okay, so are you coming back now for a break, or?
I'm coming back for a cup of coffee, lunch, and a little bit of R&R time with the woman I love.
And we can watch our video that's up.
Sure, every little trickle counts.
No, but it's about the cottage. It'll make you think we're on vacation again.
I should have a little more tractor.
Arnie, you should have a little more everything, shouldn't you?
A little more wife too.
Yeah. Back home, I forgot to show you what I did with my baby corn that I picked the other day. So I got a nice little arrangement for out on the porch. For those who hadn't seen it before, this is a milk can that I painted years ago with some evening grosbeaks on. And this is the baby corn from our field. Just little baby cobs, but they're perfect. Like, those are perfect cobs. They're teeny weeny. Like, I have small hands, but they're perfect. They go right to the end. And then I had some sunflowers that the birds have taken all the seeds out, but I thought they would go in there, and some bulrushes, and a few of my hydrangeas. So I thought that was a bright little ornament. Oh, there's some birch branches in there as well. So I thought it was a bright little thing for out on the porch. And I got all the canna lilies cut down. So this garden's all cleaned up and ready for winter as well. Looks a lot tidier now. It's hard to tell that it looks a lot tidier, but it is. We just got to move the debris away. But now you can see all my little antiques that are in the garden. And we'll be ready for planting again next year. Well, that's it for another day. Thanks for joining us as we prepare our field for next spring. Hope you enjoyed it, and please be sure to join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.